Time to unlock some serious word power. We're going on a deep dive today.
Oh, yeah.
All about expanding your vocabulary.
Yeah.
With those words and phrases that can really
Absolutely.
help you on those English proficiency exam,
For sure.
but also make you sound super fluent and confident.
Yeah, I think a lot of English learners,
In any situation.
they kind of hit a wall
Yeah.
where they can, understand most of what they're hearing or reading, but they struggle to
Totally.
to express themselves with that same kind of nuance.
It's like they're stuck, I don't know, in linguistic purgatory.
Yes.
Grasping for the right words to get their thoughts across.
It's so frustrating, I bet, for them.
It is. But that's where this deep dive comes
This is
in.
what we're here for.
We're gonna extract those golden nuggets of vocabulary wisdom to help you level up your
That's right.
communication game.
Your communication game, yeah.
I'm excited about
What are you excited about?
the little differences between those words that trip me up, like feasible and viable.
Yeah, feasible versus viable. Those are good.
They both kind of mean possible, right?
They do. They both mean possible, but feasible suggests something is easily done,
Okay.
while viable emphasizes the capability.
Okay.
Think of it this way.
Great.
A plan could be viable,
Mm-hmm.
meaning it has the potential to work, but not feasible
Yeah.
if it requires resources that you just don't have.
Okay.
So it could be possible, but not easy to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And that's the difference.
That's a great way to remember it.
Yeah.
Now, what about those phrases
Okay.
that make you instantly sound more fluent?
Oh, yeah. Those are fun.
Instead of saying, I'm from Texas,
You could say,
give me an example.
I was born and raised in Texas.
I was born and raised in Texas.
Yeah.
But why does that sound so much better?
Why does that sound so much better?
It paints this more vivid picture, for the listener.
And suggests a deeper connection to the place.
Yeah.
Plus, it subtly showcases your grasp of grammar,
Really? I didn't even think about that.
particularly the passive voice and the past participles.
Okay.
So you're low-key flexing
Wow.
your grammar skills there.
Yeah, see, that's what I love about these insights.
Uh-huh.
It's not just about memorizing words.
That's right.
It's about, understanding how they work together
Right.
to create, a more impactful message.
Yeah, it's the subtle things.
Hit me with another one of those fluency-boosting phrases
All right, how about to steer clear of?
to steer clear of.
Instead of just saying, avoid, steer clear of adds a little, what's the word?
A little more imagery
Imagery, yeah.
and sophistication
Yeah, it does.
to your speech.
Yeah, right.
Avoid can sound a little blunt.
Yeah.
Steer clear of processed foods.
Okay.
Sounds a lot better than just avoid processed foods. Yeah, it does. It's like you're giving somebody, advice.
That's a good way to put it.
Friendly advice.
Yes, friendly advice, yeah.
Guiding them away from,
Guiding them away from danger.
from danger.
Exactly.
It's good.
And it shows you're comfortable using phrasal verbs.
Ooh. Speaking of phrasal verbs,
Oh, here you go.
I remember being intimidated by them
Yeah, they can be.
at first.
Yeah.
But these materials highlight some that sound
yeah.
super academic
Yeah.
and impressive.
Yeah.
Put forth a hypothesis.
Oh, put forth a hypothesis. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
That's a good word.
Phrasal verbs are like the secret sauce of fluency.
They are. They really are.
You could say the scientists suggested a new theory,
Okay.
but the scientists put forth a groundbreaking hypothesis.
Huh?
Just hits different.
Totally different. Yeah. It just sounds more, I don't know.
Authoritative.
Authoritative. There it is.
Confident.
Confident. Yeah.
And there's so many others
I know, right?
that I want to try out,
Give me some more.
flesh out an argument,
Okay.
draw on previous research,
Yeah.
bear on the current debate.
Oh, yeah.
I love these.
These are great. And what's fascinating is that these phrasal verbs, they often pop up in, academic writing and policy discussions, or when you're analyzing data.
Yeah.
And they allow you to express these complex ideas with just so much clarity and precision, which is invaluable, in any field.
Okay, let's dive into some individual power words
All right, let's do
that can add that nuance and precision to, how we're communicating.
Yeah.
One that jumped out was detrimental.
Detrimental. That's a good one.
It basically means harmful.
It does. It means harmful, but it carries a much stronger connotation than just saying something is bad.
Okay.
For instance, saying excessive screen time can be detrimental to mental health. It highlights the seriousness of the issue
Yeah.
and suggests these potential long-term consequences.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So using detrimental is a way to, like,
Yeah.
subtly signal that you're concerned about something.
Yeah, you're concerned. You're not just saying it's bad. It's
like raising a red flag.
It is. It's like raising a red flag.
But not like sounding alarmist.
Exactly.
It's good.
It adds weight to what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
And it shows a deeper understanding of the issue.
Another word that caught my eye was mitigate.
Mitigate. Oh, yeah.
Which I think means to make something less severe.
Mm-hmm.
But why use mitigate when you could just say reduce or lessen?
Mitigate, it's often used in more formal contexts, like when you're discussing risk management or problem solving. So it suggests like a very proactive approach to addressing a challenging situation.
So instead of just saying, we need to reduce pollution,
exactly.
I could say we need to implement strategies to mitigate the environmental damage caused by pollution.
Yes, that's a great example.
Yeah.
It demonstrates a more sophisticated understanding of the issue and suggests you have a well-thought-out plan to fix it. Right.
Okay, I'm starting to feel like a walking thesaurus. I love it.
What other words
can
we use to sound more articulate and persuasive?
Well, discrepancy is a good one.
Discrepancy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a more formal way to say, like, difference or inconsistency.
Okay.
For example, instead of saying there's a difference between the two reports, you could say there is a significant discrepancy between the findings of the two reports.
That sounds more impactful.
It does, right?
Yeah.
It suggests that the difference, it's not just some, like, minor thing.
Yeah. It's a potentially significant issue that needs to be investigated.
Like there's something deeper there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And using discrepancy in this context shows that you're paying attention to detail and capable of critical analysis.
I like it. I like it. All right, let's talk about resilient.
Resilient. Oh, I love that word.
I love this word.
It's a great word.
Because it describes someone who bounces back from adversity?
Yes, it does.
Is there a more nuanced way to use it?
Yeah, you can use resilient to describe like systems or communities that are able to adapt and thrive in the face of challenges.
Okay.
So, for example, you could say the city demonstrated its resilience after the devastating hurricane.
So it's not just about individual strength.
No, it's a broad
It's about the ability to recover and rebuild. As a collective?
As a collective, yeah.
Okay.
And using resilient in this context highlights the importance of like collaboration and adaptability in overcoming obstacles.
Okay. This one might be a little bit of a challenge.
All right. Challenge accepted.
But I'm ready to tackle it. Paradigm.
Paradigm. That's a good one.
I know it has something to do with a way of thinking.
It does.
But I'm not really sure how to use it.
Okay, so a paradigm is like a framework of understanding or a set of assumptions that shape how we view the world.
Okay.
So a paradigm shift occurs when a new way of thinking emerges that challenges all those old assumptions.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think I'm starting to get it.
Okay.
Can you give me an example?
Of course. Like, the invention of the internet caused a major paradigm shift in how we communicate and access information.
Totally. It, revolutionized how we live and interact with each other.
It really did. And using paradigm shift to describe that transformation highlights the magnitude of the change and its impact on society.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, we've covered feasible, detrimental, mitigate, discrepancy.
Those are good.
Resilient. And paradigm.
Paradigm. That's a lot.
What are some other powerful words we can add to our arsenal?
How about proponent?
Proponent.
Okay. It's a more formal and academic way to say supporter.
Okay. So instead of saying, I'm a big fan of renewable energy, I could say, I'm a strong proponent
I love it.
of renewable energy.
That's perfect. And using proponent in this context suggests that you carefully considered the arguments and are taking a well-informed stance.
I like it.
Right.
It positions you as someone who's knowledgeable and engaged.
Knowledgeable and engaged, that's right.
In the issue.
And that makes a big difference when you're trying to persuade others or contribute to,
meaningful discussion.
All right, let's talk about viable.
Viable. Okay.
We already touched on, like, the difference between viable and feasible.
Yes, we did.
But can you give me an example of how to use
of course.
viable in a sentence?
Okay, how about this? A business plan is only viable if it has a clear path to profitability.
Okay, so viable emphasizes
Yes.
the potential for success.
Yes.
Feasible focuses more on, like...
Exactly. And understanding those subtle distinctions can really help you choose the right word.
The most precise word.
The most precise word, yeah.
And last but not least, conducive.
Conducive. Okay.
I know it means something like helpful or favorable.
It does.
But I'm not quite sure how to use it effectively.
So think of conducive as creating the right conditions for something to happen.
So, for example, a quiet and well-lit study space is conducive to concentration.
I see.
Right.
So it's not about directly causing something to happen.
No.
But like...
It's about...
setting the stage for it.
Setting the stage, exactly. And using conducive shows that you understand the importance of creating the right environment for success.
I like that. Okay.
How are you feeling? You got all those words.
I'm feeling incredibly empowered.
I love it.
To start using these words in my everyday conversations.
Just bet.
But what about those phrases that can help us sound more natural and fluent?
That's a whole other ball game.
I'm ready to level up.
Let's do it.
My spoken English game.
Okay, let's level it up.
Bring it on.
And I've got a lot more.
I'm ready to soak up.
Oh, yeah.
All the linguistic wisdom you have to offer.
It's coming your way. Okay, let's start with born and raised. It's such a simple phrase, but it instantly adds so much color and depth to what you're saying.
Yeah, it does.
You know, instead of just saying where you're from, you're giving this glimpse into your background.
Yeah.
And suggesting this strong connection to your roots.
It's so funny how, like, a small change in the wording can make such a big difference. Born and raised just sounds so much more natural and engaging than I'm from.
It does. And it also, like, seamlessly incorporates passive voice, which is a key element of, like, really fluent English. So you're doing it without even thinking about it.
Okay, another phrase that stood out to me was work around the clock.
Oh, work around the clock. That's a good one.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
You do. It's very common.
But I never really thought about like its impact.
It's a fantastic example of an idiom where the meaning goes beyond, like, the literal definitions of the individual words. So work around the clock. It conveys this sense of relentless effort and dedication. Like, it paints this picture of someone who's really committed to what they're doing.
I see. So instead of saying, like, I'm really busy, I could say, I'm working around the clock to meet the deadline.
Yes, exactly. That's so much better, right?
It adds a little bit of drama.
A little drama,
And emphasizes the intensity of the workload.
Plus, it shows you're comfortable using idioms. Which is another, like, hallmark of fluent English.
Okay, this next phrase is one that I personally struggle with.
What is it?
To steer clear of.
Oh, to steer clear of. Okay.
It basically means to avoid.
Right. It does mean to avoid, but
I always, like, stumble over it.
Yeah, to steer clear of is definitely a more nuanced and evocative way to say avoid, I think. It suggests this deliberate effort to stay away from something that's potentially harmful or undesirable.
Yeah, it's like you're actively, like, navigating around an obstacle. Rather than just, like, passively avoiding it.
Exactly. And it also showcases your grasp of those phrasal verbs.
Right.
Which, again, essential for natural and fluent English.
All right, let's tackle another phrasal verb.
Okay, bring it on.
Take up.
Take up, okay.
I know it has multiple meanings.
Yeah, it does.
But I'm not always sure how to use it correctly.
So one common use of take up is to describe, like, starting a new hobby or activity. So you could say, I recently took up yoga.
That sounds much better than I started doing yoga recently.
It does.
Yeah.
Simple and elegant.
It is.
Shows, you know, your phrasal verbs. Which are like the building blocks of fluency.
Okay, let's move on to a phrase that I think a lot of people use without fully understanding, like its impact.
What is it?
close-knit family.
Oh, close-knit family.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a beautiful way to describe a family that shares strong bonds of love and support.
Love, support, unity.
And
it evokes a sense of, warmth.
Intimacy. Shared experiences.
I love that.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's like, it goes beyond just saying, like, my family is close.
Yes, it does.
And paints a much richer picture.
It does. You can almost feel the love.
Yes,
coming through.
It's good.
Yeah.
And it shows that you're not just describing, like, the family structure,
right,
but also, like, highlighting, like, the emotional depth of their relationship.
Exactly.
All right, I'm ready to tackle some of those pronunciation tips.
Oh, that can help us sound more like native speakers.
Okay, here we go.
I've always been fascinated by, like, the subtle shifts and reductions.
I know, right?
That make English sound so effortless.
You're so cool.
And natural.
They are.
I'm all ears. Let's dive into
you asked for
those pronunciation secrets.
Okay. Let's start with did you and would you.
Okay.
You'll notice that native speakers often just blend them together. So you get did ya, would ya.
Yeah. It's like those two words just become like one syllable.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just about like speed.
Right.
It's about that natural rhythm and flow of spoken English.
So instead of saying, did you finish your homework? It's like, did you finish your homework?
That's right.
Yeah.
And doesn't it sound so much better?
It does. It does.
It's more natural.
It flows.
It flows, yeah.
Okay, what about gotta and wanna?
Oh, gotta and wanna, yes.
Those are super common reductions that I hear everywhere.
Everywhere.
So gotta is a contraction of
got to, which we often use interchangeably with have to.
Okay.
So you got to try this new restaurant. It's the same as saying you have to try this new restaurant.
And wanna is just a shortened form of want to.
Want to, exactly.
Okay.
So I want to go to the movies.
Yeah.
It's just a more casual way of saying I want to go to the movies.
I'm starting to hear these reductions everywhere now.
I know, right?
It's like
a secret code.
Yeah, a secret code.
I'm finally cracking.
That's the beauty of language learning.
Yeah.
You start to notice all these patterns and these nuances.
That you've never picked up on before.
But you missed before, right?
Another thing that always trips me up is the dropped G.
Oh, yeah.
In words.
Like looking instead of looking?
Yeah.
Is it really okay to just drop that G?
It's another common feature of natural speech. It's not about being lazy or anything. It's just the rhythm and flow of the language.
So what are you looking at?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Exactly. Yeah. And notice how the N sound at the end of looking blends in with the next word.
Right.
If it starts with a vowel.
Like looking at.
Looking at, exactly.
It almost sounds like one word. Yeah.
It's called linking.
Linking, okay.
Where sounds from one word connect to the next one.
Okay.
For a smoother pronunciation.
This is so cool.
Isn't it fun?
I never realized how much native speakers play with pronunciation.
They do. It's all about efficiency.
Okay.
And flow. And the more you expose yourself to these like subtle shifts, the more natural they'll become to your own ear speech.
This makes me think about those times. I've completely misunderstood someone.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I was listening for the perfectly pronounced words.
Right.
Instead of, like, the natural flow of the speech.
The natural flow. Yeah, that happens, especially when you're learning a new language. But the more you practice active listening, the better you'll become at deciphering those fast-paced conversations.
All right, let's talk about idioms.
Idioms, okay.
Like these expressions that don't have a literal meaning.
They don't.
Can be challenging.
And can be.
Like, cut it out.
Oh, cut it?
I can't literally cut something out of the air, right?
No, you can't.
So it's all about understanding, like, the figurative meaning.
So cut it out basically means to stop doing something that's annoying or unwanted.
So if someone's tapping their pen incessantly,
I
could tell them to cut it out.
Yes, exactly. And it's not just about understanding the meaning.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing how those idioms
right.
add color and personality to the language.
Bring on the idioms.
All right, here they come.
The more I learn, the more I feel like I'm truly understanding how native speakers express themselves.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Idioms are like keys that unlock that deeper level of fluency. And remember, the more you expose yourself to them, the more you'll start using them naturally.
All right, I'm ready to test my knowledge.
Okay, here we go.
Let's move on to that confusing English words quiz.
All right.
I'm curious to see if I can spot the subtle but important differences
I know.
between these tricky word pairs.
This quiz is a fantastic way to really like sharpen your vocabulary skills and make sure you're using the right word in the right context.
Okay.
Let's see how you do.
All right, let's put my word wits to the test. All right, what's the first tricky word pair?
Let's start with appease versus appeal.
Okay.
Which word would you use to complete this sentence?
Okay.
The company offered a discount in an attempt to blank their disgruntled customers.
Let me think.
Think carefully.
Appease means to, like, pacify or satisfy someone. And appeal means to be attractive or interesting. So the correct answer would be appease.
Yes.
The company offered a discount to appease their unhappy customer.
You got it. Appease implies that the company is trying to, like, make amends and restore a positive relationship with those customers.
Okay, bring on the next challenge.
Okay, how about diligent versus industrious?
Diligent, industrious.
Which word best describes someone who works tirelessly and meticulously to achieve their goals?
Both words
seem
to describe a hardworking person.
They do.
But I think diligent suggests a greater emphasis on, like, carefulness and attention to detail. While industrious just means, like, hardworking.
Hardworking, So what would you say?
I'd say the answer is diligent.
Yes, well explained. Diligent implies this conscientious and thorough approach to work, emphasizing, precision and accuracy.
Okay, all right, let's move on to a pair that I often get mixed up.
Okay, what is it?
Inept versus incompetent.
Inept, incompetent.
Yeah, they both seem to describe a lack of skill. They do ability.
Yeah.
But what's the subtle difference?
So inept suggests a clumsiness or awkwardness in their actions. You could say, like, he was inept at handling the delicate equipment. Okay. Incompetent, though, suggests a more general lack of ability or qualification.
Okay.
Do you see the difference?
So you might say someone's inept at dancing, but incompetent at managing a team.
Exactly. So the distinction lies in the nature of that lack of skill.
Okay. I'm ready for another challenge.
Okay, try this one. Complete the sentence.
Right.
He was the most blank person at the party, effortlessly charming everyone he met.
That's easy.
Is it?
Gregarious.
Yes.
He was the most gregarious person at the party, effortlessly charming everyone he met.
He's got it.
Gregarious means outgoing and sociable.
That's right. It highlights his ability to, like, connect with others and thrive in social situations.
It does. It does. Okay. Keep this word power momentum going.
Okay. Which sentence uses follow up correctly?
Right.
I'll follow up with you later, or I'll follow out with you later.
I'll follow out doesn't even sound like a real phrase.
It doesn't, does it?
I'll follow up with you later.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, it means to continue, like a previous conversation or action.
Exactly. Follow up is essential for effective communication.
Right.
Making sure tasks are done.
Right.
Agreements are honored.
Okay.
All that good stuff.
What does it mean to grasp something?
To grasp.
To grasp something.
Oh, okay.
To grasp something means to understand it fully.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm finally starting to grasp the complexities of quantum physics.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it suggests, like, this firm understanding, comprehension of a concept or idea.
Okay, give me another word.
How about consolidate? Can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah.
Give me an example.
The company decided to consolidate their operations to reduce costs and streamline efficiency.
Excellent example.
Yeah.
Consolidate implies, like, bringing things together to create a stronger, more unified whole. Okay. What does it mean if something is subsequent to something else?
Subsequent means something that happens after or follows something else.
Okay.
For example, the initial meeting was followed by subsequent discussions.
Yeah, that's a good one. It clearly establishes the order of events.
Okay. Bring on the next challenge.
Okay. Which phrase is correct?
All right.
under pressure or over pressure.
Definitely under pressure.
Yeah, it's a common idiom to describe a state of stress or strain caused by demanding circumstances.
Right.
It really captures that feeling of being burdened by all those.
Expectations and responsibilities.
Yeah.
Okay, how would you define an obstacle?
An obstacle. Yeah. An obstacle is something that stands in your way, prevents you from achieving something.
Okay.
So, for instance, lack of funding was a major obstacle to the project's success.
Right.
So it highlights all those challenges and barriers that we face, in pursuing our goals.
Okay. Which word completes this sentence? Her blank comments provided valuable insights into the discussion.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Pertinent.
Pertinent, yeah.
Her pertinent comments provided valuable insights into the discussion.
Yes, I love that word, pertinent.
Pertinent means relevant?
Relevant, yeah.
Or applicable?
Applicable, yeah.
To the matter at hand.
To the matter at hand, you're on a roll.
Okay, 2 more to go.
2 more.
I'm feeling like a vocabulary champion.
You are.
Let's talk about delegation.
Delegation, okay.
Which word completes this sentence? The manager decided to blank some of the tasks to her assistant.
Ooh, what would that be?
Delegate.
Delegate, yes.
The manager decided to delegate some of the tasks to her assistant.
Perfect. Delegate means to assign a task or responsibility to someone else.
Okay, bring on the final challenge.
Okay, last but not least,
Great.
Which phrase sounds more natural? Heavy workload or big workload?
Heavy workload.
Heavy workload, yes.
It's a common idiom.
It is?
It's used to describe, having a lot of work to do.
It effectively conveys the burden and intensity of having a lot on your plate.
It does.
You aced it.
Wow, we've covered so much
I know we have.
ground in this deep dive.
This has been fun.
I feel like I've leveled up my vocabulary skills significantly.
It's been a pleasure exploring all these nuances with you.
It has.
And remember, building your vocabulary is an ongoing journey.
Yeah.
The more you engage with language, the more fluent and confident you'll become.
This has been an incredible learning experience.
I think so, too.
I feel so much more equipped to express myself with. Clarity, precision, and confidence. That's what we like.
Language is a powerful tool. Use it wisely.
Okay.
Wield it skillfully.
Right.
And never stop exploring its infinite possibilities.
To our listeners,
yes,
we hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of words and phrases.
Yeah, it's been fun.
That can boost your fluency and confidence in English.
Keep practicing.
Keep practicing.
Keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
And most importantly, keep having fun with language.
Yes.